media is an integral part of our everyday lives, and also the most widely accepted addiction, which means the importance of becoming literate in media is, well, more needed now than ever before. And as we witness this rise and bombastic takeoff of AI, it'll make discerning real content from fake content even more difficult. In fact, it already has become almost indistinguishable. Real content and fake content. Maybe you even found yourself asking, is this real? Is this a scam? Is this image disinformation? Stick around to the end. I'm going to teach you 5 steps to identify AI-generated images in hopes to combat some of this counterfeit fake images that have been floating around the web. And some of the steps might not be so obvious. Number 1 is analyzing metadata. If you don't know what metadata is, here is a simple definition. Metadata is the data that provides information, well, about other data. Think of it as a label. It can provide valuable hints about the origin of the image. It's the absence of metadata that is going to be suspicious. To analyze the metadata, we first have to find it. This is going to be using your Properties tab, or maybe your Get Info if you're using a Mac. You do this by right-clicking or however you get your drop-down menu to appear. Again, we're looking for a lack of metadata that can indicate this is an AI-generated image. The process takes about 10 seconds and can save you a big headache or the risk of reposting an AI-generated image that you've been fooled by. Which leads us to number 2, the reverse image search. Leveraging tools like Google Image Reverse Search can actually help you discover if an image is real or not simply by scouring the internet to see if it's appeared in other locations. Because if it does appear around the web without an original context, it might be AI-generated. This might not be your knee-jerk as you probably think, well, AI is creating the image, it must be that of an original image. Well, that's not exactly true, as AI is trained on a plethora of data and artist information that is already out on the internet. So do your due diligence and conduct a little bit of research. Again, it only takes about 15 seconds. Which brings us to number 3, always look at the text and spelling. This is gonna be the dead giveaway for AI, as it sucks at spelling. And for this, I want to highlight the work of Peter on X, and if you don't follow him, you definitely should. He's illustrated a few examples that is going to help highlight the things that we should be looking for. So, shout out to Peter. Sometimes AI is sloppy. Not intentionally, it doesn't go out of its way to spell things wrong, it just doesn't think about it. It doesn't have the capacity to think about its spelling. We can easily spot this stuff by zooming into images, and we can pay close attention to words in the backgrounds on billboards, on t-shirts, logos, you name it. You want to be looking out for those specific things. So there's a few more things I want to point out, which does bring us to number 4, applying logic, because that is what makes us humans a bit more unique than AI. Not only does AI struggle spelling things, it struggles to think and reason. Probably a good thing for us right now. But as Pete says, AI doesn't think about logic in the same way that we do. Sometimes objects are not where they should be, or not what they should be. Peter uses an image of a skylight and points out the fact that there are trees on the inside because the skylight shows the outside, and AI struggled to keep those elements where they should be, outside, and instead it knows that it's a window, but it let some of those elements in. It's silly little mistakes like that are hard to see upon first look, which is why we should slow down, practice some of these skills and processes to identify AI images so you do not fall prey. And finally, let's talk about patterns and consistency, because AI just struggles with it. As Peter says, AI struggles to maintain consistent patterns, or what does he say? Consistent details. Are there any repeating elements in your image that you could look at? In this example, Peter brings up the light bulb. There are a string of light bulbs in the background of this image. In fact, one of the lights looks goopy and some lights are missing altogether. And if you combine all 5 steps, well, you're probably going to be able to identify AI images like that with lightning speed. Just to recap, here are the 5 things you can do to spot AI-generated images so you're not falling prey to disinformation and, well, deepfakes. Even though deepfakes are getting really good. But for now, you can analyze the metadata. Is it weird? Is nothing there? You could reverse image search. Does the original context show up anywhere? You could look at the text around, if any. Is the text spelled correct? And fourth, you can use logic because AI struggles with that. Do the details make sense? And finally, look at the patterns. Are any of the elements weird or repeating in a way they shouldn't be? If you do this, you're more than likely to spot the AI-generated image and not fall prey to being fooled. Don't let others convince you if something is real or not. Because trust me when I say you're gonna want to know how to do this sooner than later. Because it's crucial to remember that we can't just passively take in information, we should be critically analyzing it at every step of the way. I started this video by saying social media is one of the widely accepted addictions of our time. I'll make a video on that later. But just know, as we're consuming this media at rates never before seen, the real and fabricated may seem like the same thing. And honestly, yeah, who knows how long these tips will actually last for. AI is getting so good. Remain sharp, stay curious, and until next time, I'm V, and I'm out of here. Bye!